Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the chairman of the Los Angeles Museum of the Holocaust, Mr. Randol Schoenberg. It's a hard act to follow.
Thank you. He said it's a hard act to follow. It's a number of hard acts to follow. As president or chairman, we're not ever sure what, of the Los Angeles Museum of the Holocaust, which we're building behind you, or behind me and in front of you. And on behalf of our Vice President, Perla Carney, and our Board of Directors, our Executive Director, Mark Rothman, and our wonderful staff who are working here today, I welcome you again and thank you for coming to this year's Holocaust commemoration. At the outset, I want to give a special thank you to Jonah Goldrich, who's there, for his generous underwriting of this entire event, and to his aide, Linda Silverstein, for the amazing work that she has done in putting this entire program together year after year. This year, I'm actually struggling with the theme set by the museum in Washington, which Mayor Villaraigosa mentioned. It's Stories of Freedom, What You Do Matters. There are, of course, many inspiring stories of heroism during the Holocaust, where real people made an enormous difference in the lives of others and in their own lives. We think not only of the famous rescuers like Schindler and Wallenberg, Sugihara and Lutz, de Souza Mendes, Varian Fry, Trocmé, Sendler, Kastner, Winston. Also, we would think of King Christian of Denmark or Dimitar Peshev of Bulgaria, individuals whose acts saved all of the Jews of their country. What they did clearly mattered. On the other hand, we know of so many acts of heroism that were not as successful. Hannah Senisch, Gizi Fleischmann, and Rosa Rabada fought for freedom too, as did the young German students Hans and Sophie Scholl. Did their acts also matter? The Warsaw Ghetto Uprising was a heroic last-ditch attempt at resistance, but to the Germans, it hardly made a difference. 13,000 Jews were killed outright and 50,000 captured and sent to the death camps. Fewer than 20 German soldiers were killed. Did the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising matter? It certainly mattered to someone like Leon Weinstein in our community, who will be celebrating his 100th birthday. He fought and escaped during that uprising. But I often think of the countless acts of heroism that failed miserably. How many attempts at resistance backfired or led to brutal reprisals? Was it not perhaps also heroic to accept fate and not resist? To stay with one's parents or children rather than attempt an escape that could have endangered them all? Did these acts not also matter? Were they also not brave, even if not successful? As we finish our new museum building in this beautiful park, I've been forced to think about whether what we do as a museum really matters. Just last month, the Jewish Federation cut our annual funding by 40%. We've been told that our museum does not meet the core goals of the Jewish Federation, that they have many more important priorities than Holocaust education. Frankly, we've been told that we just don't matter enough. Well, I disagree. Am I alone? Do you think that our museum matters? I want to ask everyone who has given his money or time over the last 12 months to our museum to stand up so you can be recognized. Jonah, Max Webb, Mrs. Court, Stanley Black, Donald Sterling. Thank you all. These are the people in our community who think that this museum matters. I want to also maybe ask to stand up again the consul generals of Germany, Austria, Belgium, Holland, Croatia, Luxembourg, and Turkey. All of these consulates have contributed money to a new garden of the righteous that will be at our museum. So what about the rest of you? Do you think we matter? Thanks to the generosity of people like the late John Martz, who passed away just last week, a survivor who donated a large part of his fortune, $3 million, to our museum. We have this new building. I'm so sorry that he will not be here when we open in a few months. But we need an additional $2.5 million to complete this museum right and do it properly. And we need to raise $1 million a year to operate it annually. Do we matter enough to get this type of support from our community, from you out there? If each person under this tent gave us just $500, we would have enough money to run our museum for a year and to teach 50,000 children in this community about the Holocaust. That is 1 penny per child. 1 penny per child from each of you. Is that too much to ask? I hope not. Does teaching about the Holocaust matter? The people of the Warsaw Ghetto thought so. Despite all the deprivations, all the hunger and disease, all the persecution, Emanuel Ringelblum and his colleagues tirelessly recorded every day what was happening in the Warsaw Ghetto to their community. They spent the last days of their lives writing and preserving the history so that we, the survivors, could teach the world what happened. This is our solemn duty to the millions of victims and to ourselves. If we live but do not remember the past and do not teach our history to our children, then we really do not matter. If we as a community cannot invest even a small amount of money in the education of our children, we are nothing. So please stand up with me and voice your support for our museum. When you contribute to the Federation, which you should be doing this month, send a note that you want more support for our museum. And when you contribute to our museum directly, which I hope you also will do, let us know that what we do matters. Help us finish this wonderful museum and fulfill our mission. Help us matter. Thank you.